Hi, this is Dr. Sweta Adatia. Welcome to the Limitless Brain channel. I'm a neurologist. I also joke and I say I'm a brain plumber, aka I fix broken brains. But what is really interesting is to come and chat about various topics, may it be neuroparenting or neuroscience for daily life, and the interesting themes and topics that goes on at the Limitless Brain Lab. Now, a couple of you wrote to me that I have been chanting an X mantra and nothing is happening in my life. I have been chanting a mantra which is a manifestation, so-called manifestation mantra, and no abundance has flown in my life. I have been chanting this for the peace of mind, for prosperity, for facing the fears, but this has not happened in my life. Now, you already know which mantra I am talking about. For me, when I was interviewing these people and then understanding why a certain mantra would have an effect and why a certain mantra would not have an effect has always been very intriguing and interesting. So the mantra that we will be talking about today, which we had the chance to evaluate, is about Hanumanji. So we all know the very, very, very famous mantra that we all know how to chant, or it's super interesting to chant as well. Jai Hanuman Gyana Gun Sagar, Jai Kapisi Lok Ujagar, Ramadut Atulit Baldhama, Anjani Putra Pavana Sutanama. Now, very, very powerful, extremely powerful, very interesting, which was presented by Dr. Chandrasekhar. I urge you to go and have a look at his video as well, where he explains how Hanumanji is equal to the breath. It is a mantra which is about yogic breathing. It is a mantra which is, yes, of course, when chanted properly, all the fear disappears. Essentially, the limbic system, which we have been talking about, the fight, flight, fear, and the freeze brain, which we have been talking about. People who have not been able to review what this is, please go ahead and watch our Basics of the Brain video. 3 brains, 1 brain which is breathing, which is my heart is beating, called the brainstem. The second brain, which is called the emotional brain or the limbic brain, which sort of attacks the problems or always on guard, protects, and that is what the fight, flight, fear brain. And then the prefrontal cortex, which is right at the front, which is about so-called the seat of human consciousness, where thinking happens, judgment, decisions, seeing what is right and wrong, future thoughts, understanding the self, doing things which are helpful. Everything is happening all from this prefrontal cortex. Now, the idea of this mantra, or the way this mantra was designed, that every time when you speak a certain way, so for example, when I'm saying Jai Hanuman Gyana Gun Sagar, I take the breath in, and then when I say Jai Kapisi Lok Ujagar, I hold the breath, and then when I say Ramadut Atulit Baldhama, I exhale or I remove the breath, and when I say Anjani Putra Pavana Sutanama, I exhale and hold the breath. Now, inhalation, when I take the breath in, holding, also called the kumbhak, or exhalation, when I am expiring or when I am removing the air out. This process is essentially nothing but impacting the heart rate variability. When I take a deep breath in, my heart beats faster. When I exhale, my heartbeat reduces. This balance, the increase and the decrease, is very, very important and called as the heart rate variability. And this is the key for activation of the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the body, very helpful for basic physiological functions such as good digestion, getting all the processes, all the elementary processes in your body right, getting you to be calm, getting you to be very composed. So vagus nerve is what is very, very important for your basic daily stress-free functioning. Let's put it that way. So by chanting the Hanuman Chalisa, you are automatically breathing in this particular fashion and creating a yogic breathing, which is now helping you. But how do we chant in our normal Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapisi Lok Ujagar? We never ever focus and do it the right way, which will actually activate the vagus nerve. So when prosperity or abundance is talked about or manifestation is talked about, what does that actually mean? I need to have a clear mind, a composed mind, a quiet mind. I need to have sharp intellect. I need to get a lot of ideas. Ideas materialize and you get rich, etc. Right? So all this should happen for me in the right way, in the way that it is helping me in my processes and the body. Now, if I don't read it in a particular fashion, obviously the vagus nerve is not going to kick in. Obviously my emotional system is not going to be tackled right or the way it should function. So the idea of these chants was my intonation is right, my breathing is right, the way my mind focuses to a certain thing is right. So when you are chanting it in the right way, there is a chance that this will be activated. So what we did was we brought in again the volunteers who were chanters for a long duration, and they were chanting it in the right way, and we measured their heart rate variability, pre-chanting and post-chanting of the mantra, to see what is happening in this autonomic nervous system or the heart rate variability. Exactly to what I was just describing, there was a change in the HRV which happened. Slowly there was a coherence. The heart and the sort of the breathings now were coherent, and this coherence is what is necessary for the vagus nerve to kick in. Now, there is also another side to Hanuman Chalisa. So, for example, you have been passively listening Hanuman Chalisa. What can happen into the brain? Now, Hanumanji is the representative of bhakti, also of the devotion, of the faith to Lord Rama. We all know the story of how Hanumanji was instrumental in getting the Sita ji, which is the soul in the anecdotal this of it, the soul of who? Rama, or the Lord himself. So Hanumanji is sort of classified as a complete devotion or total focus, total attention, total concentration towards one job and task, which was to serve the Lord Rama. So when we think about that, we are singing the glory of that particular deity. We are singing the glory. So that feeling, that emotion, I keep talking that when I'm just going to rant and chant, it is not going to do any benefit for me. You really have to feel it, इसीलिए कहा जाता है जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, रटे नहीं बोला जाता, जो यह रटे हनुमान चालीसा, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा. You really have to feel that power, and when you do that, that sort of translates into those feelings of devotion, those feelings of calmness, intense focus, intense concentration, which will also be passively driven into your brain. And we call it, rasa. It is called in a beautiful Sanskrit. This is, you translate what the shloka was meant for into your existence and your daily life. Now, a very, very interesting and important thing also again comes up is, if you are breathing well, if you are sort of getting your breath measured and your chanting, which is sort of going in rhythm or in sync, you will automatically see. And I want you to do this experiment, because I believe in not just talking, but actually doing to see what is happening. Generally, you and me will be breathing about 16 breaths a minute. But the moment you chant it in exactly the inhalation, hold, exhalation, hold formula, automatically you will be about 1.5 to 4 breaths a minute. You will have a drastic drop in the number of the breaths in a minute which you will be doing. So when you chant Hanuman Chalisa with full focus, with attention, the quality, with that feeling of devotion, and the yogic breathing which is happening easily, that's what the research and trial also suggested, that you can increase your longevity, long life, by 2 times what would otherwise have been possible. So reducing the number of the breathing, I always get remembered of tortoise. Tortoise lives 100 years, breathes 4 to 6 breaths a minute. A dog lives about 15 years. Pants, literally, he just breathes a lot. What you and me need to do is every single day, give some time for the yogic breathing. And Hanuman Chalisa could be one very simple and easy way to get that. There's lots which we can talk about Hanuman Chalisa, but I think for today, I would like all of you to do this experiment and go through a couple of videos which is beautifully explained by Dr. Chandrasekhar as well. We will keep talking about it in this continuation of the journey with the Limitless Brain Lab and seeking blessings for each and every soul on this planet Earth. Signing off, Dr. Sweta Adatia.